We'll start off. First of all, I want to start off with very proud of how our players continue to compete and battle. Definitely against a really good football team last week. But make no mistake, let's just get this out right now. Make no mistake, losing is not accepted in this program. There's nothing about it that's accepted. There's no moral victories, and that's totally not accepted. The effort's there. It's going to take toughness. It's going to take togetherness to keep working through these times. This is a second week in a row that field position and turnovers has had a major factor in the game. We could not sustain any momentum. Any momentum that we had, we never kept it. And you don't have to look very far to see how many snaps that they had on our side of the 50-yard line to realize that. 38 of the 58 snaps, or 34 of the 58 snaps were inside our own 50-yard line. First quarter, again, taking another huge punch in the first quarter of a game for 2 weeks in a row. 13 of their 17 snaps were inside our 50. And then when you look at the first half, which is an amazing statistic in itself, but 23 of the 33 snaps that they played were inside our 50-yard line. And we got to get off to a better start. That's got to be a huge emphasis. But with that being said, our defense, with Coach Chavis and his staff, these guys competed extremely hard. The first time since 2012 that we've held 3 straight opponents to less than 100 yards rushing. I thought this was the most complete game that our defense has played this season. They did another really good job of handling sudden change, and they're back against the wall in poor field position. They gave up one long drive against an offense that's a team that's known for their explosive offense and known for running the football. And that was the last drive of the game where they went 88 plays and 72 yards. And I thought the addition of Dre Greenlaw and obviously Randy Ramsey coming back for the second week and getting more snaps this second week was definitely helped the continuity of that defense, of our defense. Obviously Scooter playing extremely well, Ryan Pulley. But I thought these guys played their best game to this point. We got to create turnovers, though. That's part of our mindset. That's part of our culture. That's part of who we are and who we want to be. Is we've got to be a defense that creates turnovers, and we did not do that this past week. And we have control of that. It's a mindset, and it's something that we talk about daily. Offensively, I thought that we competed and we fought. I thought it was much improved in all areas. I thought Ty Story showed his toughness, and it was apparent when you looked at the color of his jersey at the end of the game. He was hit and he was hurried entirely too many times. Unacceptable. But he kept getting back up, and that's what we're about is toughness, and he showed that. And Rakeem Boyd showed his steady improvement. We've seen this over the last few weeks, and he continues to get himself into game shape, and he showed to provide some big play capabilities, which was good to see. I thought that he was more consistent, or that we were more consistent overall in the run game than the previous week. We've got to be more consistent as an offense. Turnovers and inconsistency on third down, penalties. This is areas that has to improve. We cannot keep self-inflicted wounds when we have drives that are going. Special teams, very disappointed in the amount of emphasis that we place on special teams around here, and to put the production out that we did was unacceptable. Your fundamentals have to hold up under pressure, and that's something that we've got to go back and we're going to go look at. It was unacceptable, and we got to get better in all phases in our special teams. Jonathan Nance has chosen to step back from football here at the University of Arkansas and focus on earning his degree, and we want to wish him the best of luck. And finally, standing in front of our team yesterday, getting out on the practice field yesterday, these guys continue to care. I shared that with you after the game. There's a lot of hurt. There was a lot of tears. And guys that truly care. They truly care. And as I shared with them, we're going to focus on the process, and that process is to get better every day. And we've got a very tough opponent this week, another tough one. played against Coach Fisher and his teams several times, and they're battle tested. They've played the number 1 and the number 2 ranked team, so they're battle tested. They got 8 returning starters, and on both sides of the ball, a lot of guys have played a lot of ball over the last couple of years, and this is a game that's gone to the end each of the last several years down in Dallas, and Arkansas has lost, or we've lost the last 6 meetings, and that's an area that our players understand, and our fan base, and this is an offense that we're about to face that leads the league. They're 7th in the country in total offense. They've got a strong rush defense. They're 3rd in the league, and but it gives us a chance to go back to Texas. It's a huge recruiting area for us, and a lot of relationships, and I know our guys will continue to get better every day, and that's what we ask of them, and we're going to continue to focus on the Arkansas Razorbacks. And with that being said, I'll open up.
Just how much input on both sides of the ball with A&M do you get from Coach Chavis and Coach Cooper since they've been there?
Well, it's like every week. We always get together and we always discuss personnel. And we'll get together this week and we'll talk, and as we do each and every week. So yeah, we'll definitely talk.
With Jonathan, did he come to you Sunday? How did it go down? And the redshirt rule now, it looks the other side of it is if a guy isn't happy after 4 games, they might want to transfer. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I think that he did. He came to me, and we had a great discussion yesterday. And but I think when you look at the redshirt rule, I think this is part of the rule that I don't think anyone intended seeing it come like that. So.
Was there, Jonathan was the leading receiver last year. He obviously didn't get many catches. In analyzing that, what do you think happened? Why was he not being productive? And you said it was a good conversation, even though he's leaving. I mean, were you okay with that, the way it all went down? And
Well, you don't ever want anybody to leave your program, but if that's what he felt was in the best interest for him, we want to wish him the best of luck. There were several times that I think early in the season, the first game of the year, we had a big. He might have had the first 3rd down ball targeted at him and made a catch, and I think we had a penalty on that play, backed us up. So there were several times in there, and as you know, I mean, we've struggled with consistency offensively. It wasn't anything so much that he's done; it was just the fact of just being able to struggle, to be consistent in all phases offensively.
Hey, Coach, on special teams, have you looked at maybe playing more starters or anything like that as a solution?
Yeah, but we have, and we're going back in and looking, and there's some things that we've got to shore up from a scheme standpoint, but we've had some things up front that we'll go back in and readjust as we do in all positions. Look weekly at personnel and seeing what we can do and move some guys around.
Coach, TJ didn't practice on a Wednesday and wasn't there. Is he injured, or what's his status?
He's back now, yes. Yeah, he's back.
When you were hiring the 10th assistant back earlier, did you consider a special teams coordinator, and what made you not go that direction? Well,
a lot of the programs across the country do exactly what we're doing, and we have a special teams, what's called an analyst, which goes in and breaks it all down and puts together the plan, and we all then have a staff meeting and look at it as each coach has his own individual responsibilities in special teams. And so outside of just taking one guy that's on the field and put him totally aside for special teams, we haven't done that, no.
Any update on Callaway?
Yes, he's not with us now.
I want to ask you about your run defense. What you think has gone into the numbers that you put up there and matching them up against what A&M wants to do offensively?
Well, I think first of all, our run defense is I think that's a credit to obviously Coach Chavis and his staff, and on that side of the ball, I think that the depth up front has had a lot to do with that. I think being able to move Sosa back outside has really helped. And it's helped because we've got guys, T.J. Smith, and guys inside that are playing well, and Armand Watts, and Michael Taylor, and those guys. I mean, you're having a little bit of a rotation there, and getting Dre back has helped. I think it's helped the consistency even more with Scooter. I mean, Scooter's played extremely well this season, and to have another guy that's experienced in there with him, getting Randy Ramsey back. I think there's a lot of things that add to that factor.
And then what A&M?
Yeah, you know, they're very explosive. They do a great job of running their quarterback. I've known Kellen, and you know, in watching his career, he's done nothing but get better each and every year, and I think he's playing at an elite level right now. It'll be much of a challenge for our defense. They've got some receivers out on the edge that are very explosive and big and physical, and you know, and his ability to run the football, it definitely provides a dual threat.
Hey, Chad, just moving forward, did Ty kind of clear up the quarterback situation with how he played last game?
Well, I think the toughness that Ty you know, portrayed Saturday and gave the effort that he gave. I mean, Ty's our quarterback, yes.
Coach, I think last week you talked a little bit about just trying to get back on track on offense and your background of that. It seemed like maybe you had a clear message to your staff, and it also seemed like you might have been more involved on offense. Can you just talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely, and I'll continue to be more and more involved as I am every week. I'm in all the meetings, and a big part of putting the game plan together and offering suggestions, and we do a great job working together. And you know, again, it's all about going back and just, you know, as I mentioned last week about reducing and simplifying, giving clarification to our players, and I think that they played that way. I think that they showed improvement, and we got to continue to improve in all areas.
Coach, we're here. The punt team, and you mentioned scheme. Was it not holding in the front long enough for the shield? Where were the breakdowns, Coach?
The breakdowns were we had a couple of MAs, missed assignments on the front line. And our shield was holding strong, but we had some missed assignments on the front line that allowed the extra defender to get through.
The illegal substitution penalty, just kind of what happened on there, and how did that get corrected?
Yeah, disappointed in that. There was two penalties there that were definitely not acceptable. When we come off the sidelines, being able to look and make sure who we're getting off, each one knows who they're going in for. So we did not do a good enough job of getting our guy off the field before we turned and started looking for the signal of the play.
I just want to clarify. You said Callaway's not with us. Do you mean he's not on the team anymore?
No,
or
he's on our team. He's just not.
He's not playing this week? Okay.
Hey, Chad, you're playing your alma mater. I know you didn't play ball there, but how'd you end up going to A&M, and what are your feelings about playing your alma mater?
Well, it's like playing anybody else. It's an opponent, and focused on the Arkansas Razorbacks getting us better. I chose to go there. I grew up, and you know, that's where I wanted to go to school, and that was just kind of a dream, and that's kind of how I got there.
Chad, Noah Gatlin, I know he didn't play last week. Being a true freshman and get Colton Jackson back, is there a possibility now that maybe you guys could redshirt him, or are y'all even thinking that along those lines just yet?
Well, that's something that we'll have discussions with our staff, but I would anticipate no with him. He's a young man that's has definitely got a great career here. So we'll continue to evaluate, but I do not anticipate Noah.
Well, we got a couple things. Have you played any games inside the AT&T Stadium yet? Have you done that?
I have not.
None. Offensively, how close were you to doing the things that you wanted to do on Saturday? Where do you have to get better?
We got to, you know, there's a lot of areas we got to get better at. You know, especially against a defensive front that they had. You know, we came into it really challenging our guys. We have to run the football, and I thought we did that. You know, we've got to be able to capitalize and maximize on the opportunities when we get them. We know, you're going to be you're limited. Sometimes 2 first downs and flipping the field in field position in this league is huge. And so that's a win in itself. That's the game within the game. And so, you know, we're getting we're getting closer. We're still a long way away from putting in and having in our complete offense, and do not anticipate being able to get to that point this year. But what I need to do is be able to get into what our guys can execute and do, and to be able to create success. We felt like that we had at times we had a couple of receivers open downfield, and we did not have the time to protect for Ty so he could get the ball out. And that's something we've got to do a better job of.
And I'm thinking about the swing passes. In the first quarter, you had one way over here, way over here. Just how close?
Yeah, extremely close. I mean, we had one that just came right off his fingertips that it would have been a big play. We had another one on their sidelines that we felt like that. If we get out and get a clean release, we got a chance for another big play right there. But those things we'll go back and keep working on. They saw it and they saw the success, the improvement, and they understand. They understand that we got to keep working. We got to keep focusing on the things we can control, and that's just working on ourselves and getting better.
In those plays where Cole came in and ran quarterback, kind of those short yardage situations, is that kind of an indication of the role that he will be in the rest of the season? And also, how is he taken to that role, and did he kind of like it?
Well, first of all, Cole is a competitor, and he was very in tune on the sidelines and encouraging, which was what we would have expected. Obviously, all great competitors want to play, but he understood what his role was Saturday. Moving forward, all I can say is this week is what we're looking at this week is just focusing on us and getting better and continuing to get Ty better and moving forward.
Coach, back to the red shirt rule, the Jonathan Nance deal aside, do you think the deal with players redshirting who are close to graduating and taking the graduate transfer route is something that maybe, I don't know, violates the spirit of the rule while it was there initially? Do you think it's something that the NCAA should look at moving forward? Because it is intended, I guess, for freshmen to play 4 games.
Well, I think when you look at the redshirt rule, and I've said it from the get-go, I've thought it was really good for the players. It keeps them involved. I think that looking at it like this, of guys that want to graduate and move forward, once you graduate, I think you've earned that right if that's what you choose to do.
Coach, back over here, did you think your guys played harder in this game against Auburn than maybe they had the previous weeks? And if so, what are you seeing there in that development? Yeah,
I think, Bo, the thing that I would say there is our guys can continue to compete and continue to get better. And I do think that in a lot of areas there was improvement. As I shared with you, defensively, I thought it was our most complete game. I think offensively there was a lot of fighting or a lot of grit, and I think that's just a credit to these guys that are continue to care and to continue to come to work every day with a mindset that we have to get better, and that's really what they can control right now.
Hey, Chad, with special teams, I know you divided up among the assistants, I guess, with analysis from Tanner, but do you as a head coach get more hands-on? And do you guys, I know practice time is so precious, but do you try to devote more practice time to special teams just because of the way things have gone?
Well, we put a lot of emphasis in special teams each and every week and have done that all the way through camp and fall and spring. And I am involved. I meet. We'll have a meeting with me and the entire staff and with Tanner on Monday nights, and we go through the entire game plan, and then we break our meetings down through the course of the week, to where each day we're getting 15 to 20 minutes of meeting times on each phase of special teams, and we'll continue to do that. And I think we'll go back. The thing about this is, as I looked at it. It can be fixed, and we've just got to go back to putting the pressure on to where that when the pressure is on, our fundamentals have to hold up.
You mentioned you never coached in AT&T Stadium. What do you anticipate that being like? It's obviously one of the great stadiums around. And how do you feel about the game being played there every year to neutral side? Some people would rather it be home and home, But well, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I'm extremely excited about going there. I've seen many games there. And I'm excited about it. I think it is the best stadium in the country, and I'm excited about being a part of it. I'm excited about being a part of this rivalry. This is something that we've talked about. Is part of our vision is to this is the Southwest game, and this is something we've talked about, and these players understand that, and so I'm excited about that. I think that playing in Dallas, we've got a huge alumni, we've got a huge fan base there in Dallas, and I'm excited to go and see our fan base show up and call the Hogs, and to be a very loud environment Saturday morning or Saturday 11.
You prefer neutral side?
Look, I'm excited about playing at AT&T, and regardless, whoever, wherever we're going to play, it makes no difference.
Coach, along the same lines, 11 a.m. game, playing in a unique stadium. Will y'all get a practice Friday there?
No, we'll do all our practicing here Friday before we leave. We'll actually get down there, and obviously with an earlier kick on Saturday, we'll close things out there at the hotel a little bit earlier. We'll probably have our last event that'll happen, which is our imagery session and stretch session around 7:30 that night. So try to get them in bed, get them some rest.
I didn't see Devwall Whaley come back in the game after the big hit the other night. Is he okay?
We're reevaluating Devwall and see how it goes. Right now he's day-to-day.
Give a personnel update on Warren and Tutt, the players who've been injured.
We anticipate Davion being back. He was out there yesterday in practice and was running around. As I mentioned, TJ was back. Dorian Gerald's back. Brito will not be back. And Gary Cross will not be back.
I'm not sure if you addressed this Saturday, but the Ty Clary at center and Yelta at left guard, once you looked at that on film, what did you think of that, and is it something you like going forward?
I thought that was our most complete lineup right now. I did, and something we've been working on, but we wanted to make sure Colton was ready to sustain substantial snaps, and he did a better job.
What do you think the ultimate resolution is with Chevin Callaway? I mean, is he thinking about transferring? What's going on with him? Is there anyone else who's approached you about transferring?
No. I think right now Chevin's stepped back for personal issues and personal reasons, and we're going to honor that. And we're in contact with him and talking with him.
I know Barry was on the field because I saw him down there when we were waiting to go in. I guess Dustin was upstairs. Mm-hmm. What went into that switch, and how do you think it worked? And will you guys continue to keep it that way, or maybe do something else?
Yeah, we'll continue to keep it that way. I wanted a little bit more information from the run game standpoint, from the box, and I felt like that moving Dustin upstairs would provide that, and I think definitely the information that we were getting, and I just think it flowed better, and as well as having Barry on the sidelines for personnel changes with special teams, and so I think that was definitely a plus for us from an upstairs standpoint.
Hey, I know obviously Coach Chavis coached A&M the last few years. Do you get a sense that this game means anything extra to him because he's facing a former? I know he's going to play LSU later too, but do you get a sense this game means a little extra to him?
Well, every game means something to him, and he's a very passionate coach and very experienced and has been in this business a long time, and I think that he's a professional, and regardless who we're playing, he's excited and he's ready to go. Well, I think we're all a little extra excited. We get a little extra excited every week because we get to come back in here and get better, and come back in here and have another opportunity to get this program better and playing again.
Just as a follow-up on Whaley, is that concussion protocol or is it something else with him?
I'll talk about that a little bit later in the week. I don't know at this stage, but it's day-to-day with him right now.
Any more questions for Coach?
All right. Thank you.